Okie dokie. All right, here we go. So we move on from probability. I know you're sad to see probability go, but we move on. All right. So on your note sheets, you will see I filled in a good portion of your notes for you. Okay, data from A. Where do you think should go there? Anybody have any ideas? Frequency table. Data from a frequency table. Okay? Does everybody know what a frequency table is?
No. Yep.
Okay, a frequency table, we're going to show you in just a minute. Okay? Data from a frequency table can be displayed as a histogram. A histogram is a type of bar graph used to display. Are you ready? Numerical data. Numerical data organized into intervals. Numerical data organized into intervals. Oh, this thing over my display is all cray cray.
Yeah, one time you almost tried
That's
to
good.
poke me with it.
Smear, we don't talk about that.
But it's true.
One time I poked your eye out with this thing.
Yeah. One time, wasn't it?
All right, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Do I need to read that again? Are we good? Okay, histogram. Okay, and again, this is. Hey, Lacey, will you fix the date up there for me, please? Do you mind? Okay, again, numerical data that has been organized into intervals. Okay, does anybody know what an interval is? Okay, this is not on your note sheet, but you can write it down underneath the histogram. What is an interval? Anybody know?
Like a section of a whole, like an interval would be like, an example would be like say you're on a highway and the mile markers, between 2 mile markers. They
Okay, that's good. But what do those mile markers have in common? Are they the same distance, no
Yeah.
matter what? Okay, good. That's a great example. Okay, so an interval, okay, is basically data divided into equal groups. Okay, data divided into equal groups. Okay. Now, this first part, today's lesson, they divide all of the data for you, okay? Because you have frequency tables, okay? So it's actually, sometimes that's the hard part of the work, okay? But when you divide them into how many of you guys know what a bar graph is? Okay, a histogram is just a special type of bar graph where your data has intervals on it, okay? So let's look at example 1, okay? And this is a frequency table. Okay, what a frequency table has, these are the intervals, okay? What do you notice about them? They're all divided into equal groups. This is 0 to 9, 10 to 19, and so on and so forth. Each one of those has 10 numbers represented. If it's 0 to 9, but there's only 9, but you're including what? 0, so that means that is 10, okay? Also 10 to 19 is actually 10 pieces of data. Does that make sense? Okay, this is the tally, and then this is the frequency, okay? When we did probability last week, do you guys remember you had a table where you had to put it into this form? Okay, that's why I showed you that ahead of time so you saw what a frequency table. And so many of you said, "What is frequency?" or "What is a frequency table?" Okay, this is an example of a frequency table. Okay, it divides it into portions. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make our own histogram. Okay, and a histogram, again, it's a graph. Okay, so go ahead and draw a couple lines like that. Okay. Now, your intervals are always going to go on the bottom. Okay? And up here is always going to be your frequency. Okay? So if my intervals are on the bottom, they all have to be the same. Okay? So let's put these into equal groups. My first interval is what? 0 to 9. My second one is 10 to 19. My third one, 20 to 29. My fourth one is 30 to 39. Sorry, I'm kind of writing small here. And then my last one is 40 to 49. Okay? Now, where I have frequencies over here, you can go up by 1 if you want to. You can go up by 2s. Okay? That's fine. If I go up by 1, I'm going to have to go up at least how many? How many? 11, because that's my highest frequency, right? It's kind of up to you. I would probably go by 2s here. Okay, go 2, 4, 6, 8. But don't write 10 when you put 8. Sorry. 10, 12. Now, I chose 2s because I can fit all of my data here, and I only have to go up to 12, right? Does that make sense? If I had done 11, I would have to go up, I'd have to make that display bigger, okay? So now, again, just like with a bar graph, okay, how am I going to display this? Let's get fancy with this. Let's make it look good, okay. So from here, what is my frequency for 0 to 9? 2. So I'm going to go up to, never mind, I'm not going to get fancy. I was just kidding. Okay, and also with a, I'll do this in a different color. With a frequency table, okay, your bars are going to touch, okay? So they're going to share a side. From 10 to 19, what's it going to go up to? What's it going to go up to? 8. So I'm going to move this up to 8 and draw it across. Wow, that was bad. Okay, 20 to 29? 11. So I'm going to go up to 11 and come back down. Okay, and then what's my next one? 30 to 39 is going to go up to where? 30 to 39 is going to go up to where? 9. Now, I don't have a 9 here, so how do I display that? Just go right in the middle. Come down, and then my last one is what? 2. Okay, and that's it. Okay, that's pretty easy, right? Okay, you're just putting it into a display. Now, there's ways to read this display. Okay, does anybody know what symmetrical means?
Yes.
What does symmetrical mean? Huh?
Same as both sides.
Same on both sides. So if I look at this display, I could say this is roughly symmetrical. Okay, what does that mean? That means that if I was to draw, dude, why are these coming up? Okay, I don't want to go to Scotland.
Yeah, great food there.
So the X is down there.
Where is it?
No, right there, yeah. Those ones.
Why are these coming up?
Keep in mind, this is all
It's
on
a coin,
video.
Mr. Kersey.
Yeah, I know. It's all on video.
Yeah, he's so recorded.
Ah! So it goes from toenail fungus to Psalms to Bible.
I mean, they're not too far apart.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, here we go. So if I was to draw a line, okay, right between in the middle of this, both of these sides, they're not exactly, but they would be considered roughly symmetrical. Okay. Now sometimes they go up to one side, and there they go up to the other. Okay, that's considered skewed left and skewed right. I'm not going to make you do that on your assignment, but you just kind of I want you to be familiar with what that means. All right. Okay, does everybody understand what we did there?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, let's look at example 2. Okay, so this frequency table shows the tax on gasoline for 50 states. I want you guys to go ahead and make your own histogram. What I want you to be careful of, okay, when you have a display that's given to you like this, you need to make sure and verify that all of these have the same exact, they're all equal parts, okay? In other words, if this last one went from, say, 24 to 32, okay, would that be accurate? Because that's actually representing 2. Does that make sense? Now, all of the ones on your worksheet are even, okay, but anytime you make a histogram, you have to make sure all of your intervals, okay, are spaced even. Does that make sense? They're divided into equal parts, okay? All right, go ahead and make it in, histogram, please. And we'll go from there.
So what's the, like numbers before the 1 to 12 and stuff?
No, it's 8.1 to 12, 12.1 to 6.
Oh.
That's representing gas tax. Tax on gas.
It's going up, isn't it?
Yeah, dude, big time.
It is going up, like 10%. I don't think we do it up there for gas was cheap. Sorry, that is- No way.
Okay, remember, what's represented on the bottom part of our histogram? What's represented on the bottom? The what? Intervals. Okay, so if we're doing our histogram down here, I should have 8.1 to 12. Wow, this is going to be a big one. 12 point, I'm just going to put the first parts, because otherwise that's going to be a huge one. 8.1, 12.1, 16.1, 20.1, 24.1, and 28.1. Okay. Now, over here, should I go up by twos? I'd go by, okay. Lissom said go by fours. I could even go bigger. Could I go by fives? I could. You don't want to go so big though that all of your data is really tiny, okay? But you could go, I would probably go by, let's do fours. I like your idea, okay? So we'll go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Now, is it wrong if you went by, am I going to count your histogram wrong if you go by twos? No. Okay. Am I going to count it wrong if you go by tens? Yes, because that's too much data in one spot. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and make our display here. Okay, 8.1, where's that going to go to? So like right there? Yeah. What about 12.1? Like that? What about 16.1? All the way up there. Okay. What about this next one is up to 12, so probably like right there. And the next one's up to 6, so maybe like right there. And then the last one's up to 3, so maybe like right there. Okay. Yours should look roughly similar to that. Okay?
That looks like a giant mountain.
Huh?
That just looks like a giant mountain.
Okay. All right. Does this make sense, guys? Not that difficult, is it? Okay, good. All right. I'm going to pass out your worksheets. Let you get started.